He himself has been broken. He purposely wants to come, but he is not in a whole figure. He was disfigured. Isaiah 53 says, his face, his bruise cannot be recognized. That's the Savior coming to redeem. He is not a whole person in a well manner, but he himself recognized that he must die to take the place as a substitute. You and me, to be redeemed, the Savior who comes must suffer and willingly must die. So that is a broken Savior, a broken Redeemer made possible to redeem, because redemption is not through money, not through silver or gold. Redemption is by giving life. That when he gives his life, then we can have life. Death is in exchange of life. And even sinner who needs new birth needs to have brokenness in himself, broken from the old structure of sin, broken from pride, sin, and corruption in body, to obtain new birth, new birth. Then even saints to be restored to God. Remember, Adam and Eve were having a fellowship with God. Sin marred and broke that fellowship, broken fellowship. So that to be restored, a saint to be restored in fellowship must be changed, must humble themselves. They must put on humility, not pride. So there is a brokenness. Last time we studied about the purpose of the gospel of Jesus. This morning, our study will be focusing on the process of brokenness. And this study is focused on the life of Peter. Peter, I heard your scripture reading. This is about Peter. He was asked by the Lord Jesus Christ when they were talking. Jesus said to Peter, "Whom do people say that I am? Who do you think I am according to the people that you have heard?" You heard people? They say about Jesus. What did he say about me? So Peter said, other apostles said, "You are a prophet, Isaiah." You are like that. Then Jesus turned to the apostles and said, "How about you, apostles? What do you think about me?" It was Peter, being the acting leader of the apostles, said, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." Jesus said, "Peter, you know that it's not the flesh that told you. It's the Spirit of God telling you, informing you that I am the Christ." But then that follows the process of brokenness. We will see here. In the introduction, okay? In the introduction, our topic is about the process of brokenness. How is the process done? If the Lord wants to break you, what process you and I will go through? This is demonstrated in the life of Peter. How Peter was broken in the processes by the Lord. This is the same with you and me. Okay? Because everyone, you and me, you wish to have a blessed life. The Lord will give a blessed life to anyone, but according to the Lord's process. Not according to what you want and to the process you like. God has in store a blessed life. He can give to anyone, but God is saying, according to me. And if you like blessed life, you must be broken. I cannot give you a blessed life if you are the whole in sin, copying from the nature of Adam and Eve. You cannot. Never will it happen that you will have a blessed life. If you want blessed life, God is saying, I have a way. I have a process. You need to be broken. So, before God can thoroughly bless a person, He must thoroughly break the person from self-reliance. This one. You like a blessed life. God is saying, I can give it to you, but stop relying upon yourself. And how to stop relying upon yourself? You cannot do that. I will come in to break you so that you will stop dependence in yourself. Do not depend. You forsake yourself, you forget yourself, and you depend upon the Lord. That's why the verse in Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. That is just the verse informing us how to do it is hard. But God can come in and break you. It can happen that you will trust the Lord. You memorize that and you put it in your heart. It will never happen. Not until the Lord will come in and touch your life and break it, because we are dependent upon ourselves. You will depend upon your wisdom, your experience, your achievement, your connection, the people around you. You will cling and use them. But God is saying, stop depending upon other things and yourself. Depend upon me. So it will be hard. That verse, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, will never be happen. It will just be in the head. Nasa utok lang. It will never be applied. Not until the Lord comes in and break your bones. That you will not. That it, just like Jacob, when his hip was broken, gaganyan na siya. He is not anymore dependent upon his action and his strength. He depends and surrenders himself to the Lord. Answer. Ito. I told you that you are memorizing. Memorize mo. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not upon thine own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge God, acknowledge Him, and God will direct your path. But it will never happen. It will just be in the head. It will happen in your experience and in your life. Inside, the Lord comes in and break, so that we will not. If it is broken, you will not depend. You will not trust. So that you will surrender and you look for the Lord to help you along with your life. So it says here, how does the Lord break us? Because unbelievers will be dependent upon their five senses. Ang hindi naman depend sa tayo na. Apat na lang. How many? How many senses do we have?
Six.
How many senses do we have? Sa una, sa elementary ko, 5 daw. Ngayon, 7 na. May nagdagdag. Ano na siya? Tingnan. 5. Ano siya?
Sight.
Sight. Hearing. Sabi, 4 na lang. Hearing. Ano siya?
Smell.
Smelling. Taste. Ano ba isa?
Feel.
Touch. Feeling. Ano ba isa?
Awareness.
Sensational yung gina-feel mo.
Perception. Sense of
Perception. Yan nag-asam-asam ka.
sense of
Sama na sa sense of sa spiritual vision. Spiritual.
discernment.
Okay. Ito 5 lang daw, 5. Depende dapat ng 5 senses. Mag-hypnotize ka ba? Mag-hypnotize ka. Dagdag na siya. So, ang deaf, sabi nito 5 lang, wala ng isa. So, unbelievers, that is why it is hard to trust in the Lord. It cannot be internalized in our life because of the senses we have. We depend upon our senses. Pag maputol na ng senses, ang blind na rin, hindi nakakita, may other senses nga mag-maximize, mag-become strong. Ang bulag, mag-strong ang iya hearing. Mag-strong ang iya touch niya. Ganyanin niya ka. Ganyan niya. Ang ilong mo dapa. Ganyanin. Pag magsalita ka, ganyanin niya. So, pag ma-detach ka sa mga senses, you will have other ways of dependence. Wala kang 5, depend ka na sa God. Sabi ko, these 5 senses, included ang corrupt minds and will, and we are being influenced by our emotion. Ang emotion mo, ma-feel ka. Pag hindi mo pa nakita, you don't want to give. Pag makita mo na very miserable, so ang emosyon masway. Bigay ka na. So it says here, believers and unbelievers have the inner man that is meant to control the outer man. So ito, why it is hard? For unbelievers, the outer man, inang sa labas, maunang nag-some senses, controls the man inside, which is the soul or the spirit. It is being controlled. So maunang ang money mo na ginayos. A small percentage of your money, your salary, goes to the inner man. Or wala din zero. All your money goes to the outer man. So maabala, isum up bala ang imo spending sa outer man. Sa labas ang tao. Sa ulo mo magsampu ka, bayad ka sampu. Sa guya mo, may pangpahid. Dito pa sa ilong, sa sabon. Tapos mag-shoes ka, magdamit ka. Mahaba. But the inner man is not being focused to it, is being controlled and being prevented by the outer man. Sa labas. What you can see, what can be seen, what can be felt, what can be smelled, what can be... Wala, magbili ka pa ng panghumot. Pag hindi ka magbili ng panghumot, maglabas ang power. Para pahiran pa mo siya. So, the unbeliever is being controlled by the outer man. Naka-focus ka daw, mabakal ka rilo, mabakal ka singsing, mabakal ka aritos, mapapika ka pa, kulay. How about the inner man? Did you take care? No. The inner man needs the Bible. Mag-read ka. The inner man needs movies that are spiritual, that will enhance your spiritual life. The inner man needs books or Christian literature to be the food and the Bible you read. But the inner man is neglected. Siguro kung Sunday lang, take care mo, how many hours? 2 hours sa church. But not all of the hours in church. Ganyan-ganyan ba? Kasi hindi ba? Ga-preach dito, ganyan-ganyan. Nawala siya. The inner man has been disturbed and blocked by the outer man. Dapat dito sa church, kaya binibigyan natin, maminaw kita kung si Audrey kan si Biboy, hindi nagpapaminaw, nag-studio siya. Amo na siya ang si Adrian. Amo na siya ang outer man nga binabader niya ang inner man. Nani ko na to sa inner man. Sabi sa inner man, opportunity ko na to nga being fed, and we will talk about spiritual things. But the outer man has been blocking it all the way. Sa pagkain, sa imugalaw, marami kang disturbance. Sa church, ang mata mo nagagaganyan. Pero kung ang unbeliever, kung mag-develop niya nga ang inner man is strong ang imo inner man, kahit may magsabad yan, kag may preaching, bahala ka. Nakapokus ka kahit magtulo ang laway mo, bayaan mo magtulo. Hindi mo ganyanin. Kaya magulo ka. Kung may mag-ingay dyan, nakafocus ka. If you take care of your inner man. So, who is the inner man? Yung soul and spirit. The outer man is your physical body. And the soul. So, the unbeliever, because of his outer senses, is being controlled, nakafocus ang outer man. Ang inner man, di pa rin bang person nga, di pa rin sila na bagaan. Kasi nabili. Kung makalimutan na pakaunan, makalimutan. Hindi man siya, tutong ko. Hindi lang siya, amo nag-inner man. Ang inner man mo, ganyan lang. Hindi man maghingi. Ang outer man, sige, kapila magkaon. How many times magkaon ang outer man? Nag-breakfast ka na, naglaginda ka na, mag-lunch ka, mag-breakfast ka naman, sa gabi naman, tapos before magtulog, kakain na pa ulit. How about the inner man? So, the process of this, God is breaking so that if at the start, the outer man controls the inner man, the breaking processes, God will enable that later on, the inner man is being taken of, that magiging strong. How can you make the inner man strong and being fed? How? Ano? Muna nga akong mag-istorya. Naka-sense ka mo, naka-dictate ka mo. Pag ang istorya about chismis, mga story naman, very long. Ang imo attention span, very long. More, tapos na ang chismis, more. Tuo ka, ulit-ulitin pa. Pero kung about ang story about Jesus, moving, Ang story about sa imo neighbor. Mag ka, ay matabo ka, you'll be spending using your time, usually, maminaw. So, wala ka nag-build up sa inner man. Wala si Glenn. Si Glenn, bina-fight ni Glenn ang outer man, binablakan yung inner man na mag-fail. Sabi ni Glenn, na siya. Sample na siya. Ang outer man, binablakan yung inner man kaya makapaminaw, gani mag-strong na ba. So, ginagawa sa outer man, pagod na siya sa iyo. Ipantin yung Glenn, wala na. Hindi mo lang pasok. Nga kung pagod ka na, ang outer man at control sa inner man. Now, here. So, I told you, we will be focusing on the life of Peter. God touched Peter, and as we study the life of Peter, we can see the processes how God break Peter. That in the end, was God successful in changing Peter? Yes. There was a big change. The Peter that was coward becomes Peter that was so brave. Coward si Peter, do you know? Coward. May espada siya ba? When the soldiers gathered to capture Jesus, Peter, pakita lang to, show lang ang mag-show. Lord, labanan, I will protect you. Jesus said, they that will use the sword will be killed by the sword. Go brave si Peter, no? Nakulisan si Jesus, nakapture na. Dito na didala sa priest, sa kay Pilato, kagina judge. Si Peter, nagsunod layo lang. Ano ko pakita? Ikalawit, eh. Kapil espada po. Sa first time, gawin sa kay Jesus, pwede na siya na sword. Protect daw Jesus. Sang dinhuli na si Jesus, si Peter nag-follow. Layo lang. Sabi niya, nagamitin gali. At tulad sa may pusti, kapag mga babae din nga nagpainit, kalamig. Nagiganyan si Peter. Na nahatlog siya, nakita na, mabalikan na kasama sa Jesus. Ako kasi Peter. So, ang outer man ni Peter, kailangan Peter. Was God or Jesus Christ successful in breaking Peter? Yes. Sa bandang huli, sa last na, when Jesus was resurrected, and Jesus know that Peter knew that Jesus was resurrected, si Peter ang nanguna. Ginhuli sila sa mga priest, sa mga judges, mga lawyer na Sanhedrin. Ginhuli sila tapos bisabihan, sige, labas na kayo. But you stop telling others about Jesus Christ. But Peter said, I don't go with you, but as for me, I would rather obey God than men. There was a big change in the life of Peter after the breaking. Okay? The life of Simon Peter in the gospel provides. That is why this morning we are studying Peter, because it provides great example of God's breaking processes. Kung mag-study ka kay Peter, different sa pag-study kay Moses sa Diyos din, nag-study kami kay Moses, different. Ang kay Moses, purpose of breaking. Ang kay Peter, process of breaking. Ang kay Jacob, different process, different breaking natin. Literal translation. Okay. The process, ano ba yung process? How step 1, 2, 3 ang process. It's not only one. It's a series of steps. Okay, number 1, the process is planned. This one. the process that the Lord wants to give to you and to me for the breaking, number one, it is planned. It did not happen accidentally. Long before you were not yet born, the process and the planning was already done. Before the foundation of the world, the process has been planned. Tapos na. Okay? You and me, maybe we are thinking that our spiritual life is a great mystery. But we see it here that it is not just something that had existed or happened. That brokenness is something that has been planned and measured by the Lord. Yung calculate niya, gamitin niya sa mathematics. Mathematical procedure. So, if we think how this is planned, we will study and see Peter's life. What did happen to Peter first? First, Christ chose his disciples and one of them was Peter. That is so good. Sa background, sa wala pa si Peter na tao, God has already planned. But ang starting na makita mo sa start of the touching of God for Peter's life, it started when Jesus Christ, he was looking for 12 apostles. He chose Peter, that is the start. Muna nakita, manifestation of the plan. God said to Peter, come, follow me. Ang brother ni Andrew, ang brother ni Peter, ang pangalan niya si Andrew. Peter, Andrew. Si Peter, may leadership. Si Andrew, ng silent na person. Wala sa sang charisma, wala sa sang namimig lang siya. 1-1-1 lang si Andrew. Nakay lang sa church ay may ministry ni Andrew, one-on-one. Ang invite ka lang isa-isa. Invite ka, 1-1-1. Si Peter yan, group, we could stand in a crowd and preach and 3,000 sa Pentecost, 3,000 were saved. Power. Si Peter. May charisma nga leader. Si Andrew yan. Invite ka lang. But, antay sila. I would say, if there was no Andrew, there was no Peter. Because it was Andrew who invited Peter to Jesus Christ. Sabi niya, I have seen the Messiah. Come, I will let you see Him. Si Peter na upod-upod man, doon siya na inganyo na invite na accept siya. Okay? So, at the start, sang plan ni Jesus, it started with Christ choosing Peter as one of the 12 apostles. Okay? But Christ saw what he could do in this man who had more than Jesus saw Peter. Peter, you have many flaws, you have many weaknesses. You have leadership capabilities, but you have lots of weakness in you. But I can touch you, I can break you, and will change your life. The Lord Jesus Christ knew that he will use his chisel, he will use his sandpaper to make Peter a refined man. Peter would be used for the glory of God after the Lord would touch him. The same with you and me. Pag hindi ka touch ng Lord, you are unable. If He touches you, sa Philippians, pinalagay sa mga tao dito. If you are in the Lord, you will be, through Christ, you will be able to conquer your problem. So, if you cooperate with God and walk and accept God's touching of breaking, then He will shape you. He break na ka, and then He will shape you just like sang pat gani. Kita kayo sang magawa sang bisikleta, sang clay, ganyan nila. shape. God is like that. God is the potter and we are the clay. The clay has no shape. When God touches it with His hands, He can design what shape you will become. Will you be a glass for the king? Or you will be a flower vase in the kingdom? Or you will be a garbage na lagyan sang... Gusto mo na? You're like a garbage can, lagyan ka sang ano ni Jai Jai, sang gihian, lagay dyan. Sa giduplaan, kansang mga ginasuka. You like that? But God has a design for which one. So Christ's plan was to zero in on the strength of Peter. Don't trust in your strength. Stop as a God. What strength you know, God will break it so that you will trust yourself, but trust God. Okay. Think how this plan came together to Peter. In Matthew 16, Peter spoke up with the right answer. Ito ang tanong niya. Who do men say that I am? Peter stood up. You are the Christ, the Son of the living God. Jesus answered, it's not the flesh or man who told you that I am the Son of God. It's the Holy Spirit in you. The one that suggested to you. So sabi dito, out of Peter came the conclusion that God revealed it to Peter, not from his own idea. So Jesus began to prepare Peter. You know that by God telling you, but you will also die. So preparation na. Peter was a man of tremendous strength and potential and determination. Kira mo, sabi ka. He said, sabi ni Jesus, Jesus revealed it to them, I will die. In 3 days time, I will be resurrected. Peter said, no, it will not happen to you. Protect him, Jesus. Jesus revealed to Peter, later, you will see me, I will die. Peter said, no, it can't happen. You are our leader, and I am thinking that you will have a great kingdom as you as a leader, and you will never die. So the plan of God has been proposed by Peter. In his will, he said no. In his motion, sabi natin nila senses, di ba? 5 senses. In his motion, he said, he revealed it, Lord, I love you. I will protect you. I love you so much, and this will not happen to you that you will die. Number 3, in his reason, he said, none of this makes sense. It is not a good sense that you as our Savior will die. Never happen. It should be that the Savior will live, so that if you live, we can be saved, we can be protected. But Peter don't know that if the Lord will not die, he will not live. At ang isang man's idea na kung patay na siya, you need a Savior that never will experience death and continue on living. So, to the man's idea, dying is a no sense at all. What kind of a leader that will die? Si Muhammad, patay. Ang si Buddha, patay. Sino nga mga religious leader, patay. So, Peter said, kung mapatay ka, no sense. But he said, I will die, but I will rise again. Okay? Next. So, number 1, the process of brokenness has been long planned. It did not happen quickly, it happened once. Brokenness, in the eyes of God, in the process, first, iplano mo. My first step na siya, choosing Peter, the first step, and then meeting the Lord. Second, the process of brokenness is perpetual. Perpetual means, perpetual means continuing, unlimited, meaning the breaking process is not only in one part, part of your personality. There are other parts that needs to be break. Continuous on. The breaking process is perpetual, continue. Because there are lots of corners or areas of our life that needs to be broken. Something like that. Many people thought that brokenness happens only once. Kung maiban pa, other parts of the body needs also to be broken. That's only one time. It should be, it is not last time, one time and last time, but the breaking here, breaking there, breaking other parts. Brokenness is a perpetual process. The process is to keep us broken from self-reliance. In other words, it will not stop until you are stop relying upon yourself. Hindi na siya mag-continue. Ang problem pa kung gina-break ka and then you are not broken. You are already broken but you have not yet decided to be a broken man or not surrender. If you'll stop in your self-reliance, self-glorification, self-glorification. That when I do this, when I accomplish this, who will be glorified? Itong foundation day, may mga grupo na because we want that. In the announcement, culmination, sino ang champion? Sino ang manalo? The greatest group, sino? Nag-attain ka sa self-glorification, that is breaking. Gwapong ilang din-announce nga, champion! Pero nakayupo. Kung yan ang champion, kano. Inang gwapo, inang nanalo ka. Pero ang imong kalaban, natalo man kayo, accept siya, kag ibalaw ng kamay. Kita ko sa mga boxing. Mag-boxing sila, oh. Mag-boxing sila. Pag-box niya, natumba ang kalaban. So, sa din-announce nga, nanalo ang winner, ang natalo, galit. Hindi siya mag-accept, natalo siya. Ang gwapong champion, gwapo sa istorya ba? Ulan. Amo na outer man. Ang champion nga true nga champion, pag manalo, ang enemy mag-agree, hindi siya galit at hindi siya proud na winner. Ang natalo, nag-accept. Ang nanalo, humble. Muna siya, opposite sa self-glorification and self-seeking. Sinong hinahanap mo? Sino ka nag-practice ka? So God, in the breaking process, wants to stop that. If you have not yet gone through the breaking process, you wait, you just wait. Later, mag-come na siya. Paglabas mo, matumba ka na. Then, is it here? Our strong points. Ano gani ang strength ni Moses? Our strong points become our weak points. Ano ang mga Bible na kung ano na bilang ng strong points, ano na binabreak? For example, si Moses, ano to siyang binasabi sa Bible, the weakest man in earth. Pagkan tubo, yung pagkainin. Ganyan siya. Pero napuno, gani, fukok na. God said, you speak, you speak to the rock. and water will come out because the people are clamoring for. They are thirsty. Moses,